Hello guys. This video is mostly a long-form video, test, and an excuse to show my newest, drawing in speed paint form. First, I would like to say, please, don't take the drawing in the background. It took a while, and I would not accept you using it as a profile picture either. I would also like to thank everyone for 100 subs. It means so much to me that so many of you like my content. Anyways, as you saw in the title, I'm going to be talking about some random dandies, world things. I will put timestamps somewhere, either in the vid itself if I figure it out, or in the comments or description. Let's start. Number 1. Shipping. I feel like this has been covered by many people, but I need something in this video. I cannot stress this enough. No ship is canon. I don't care if you are a fruitcake shipper like me or a rare pair shipper. You have no right to attack anyone that ships to characters, even if you don't like it. The only exception to dislike someone is if they ship Toodles x anyone or sibling x sibling. Do remember that whoever is behind the screen is human too, so you shouldn't give them death threats because they are okay with something they shouldn't be okay with. If you do find someone who is a pro shipper, you should just ignore the channel, and at the very most report the channel. If you are against something, I would assume you wouldn't want to interact with it. And due to how YouTube works, the more you interact with a type of video, the more it will show up on your homepage and shorts feed. And I would assume that you don't want to be seeing that type of stuff, so just scroll and ignore the video. Plus, most of you watching are probably younger, like me, because the game is made for younger audiences. So it is probably best to ignore it and let YouTube take care of it. And the video probably has plenty of reports already. Also, I would like to add that from what I heard, Quell has said that every toon is an adult, except for Toodles, so technically most ships are okay, except the ones stated from earlier. Personally, I am okay with any non-pro shipper ships, but that is just my opinion. Sorry if this has been hard to follow so far. I'm not that great at putting my thoughts together in the best way that flows. Number 2. Fandom versus game. If you haven't played Dandy's World before, I totally recommend playing it. The game is fun, especially when you're not playing with toxic people. I would say that the fandom is the reason that Dandy's World gets its bad rep from. Overall, the fanart is great, the animation memes are well made, and people are mostly pretty chill. Mostly. The bad rep that Dandy's World gets is from the toxic side of the community. One example of toxicity is from in the game. As mentioned before, Dandy's World is a very fun game if you're not playing with toxic people. A popular example of in-game toxicity is when people make fun of starters. Like, why make fun of someone for being a starter when you were one too? Well, they are bad at the game. Yeah, they are new. Of course they are bad. They have never played before. You should help, rather than tease someone for starting to play a game. Another example of in-game toxicity is when players say stuff like they stole med from Cosmo. Sounds annoying until you realize the player was at 1 and Cosmo has 2 medkits and is at 3 hearts. If you are Cosmo, you can't keep all heals to yourself just because you can heal others. If anything, it is easier if you let players take heals because you can only heal once per 60 seconds. One last way I will mention is out-of-game toxicity. People can be pretty harsh in the comments section, so you should expect this if you post something. Honestly, this is a pretty bad example because of how broad it is and how every fandom will have people who hate on others because of a video. All I'm going to say for this one is watch out, because there will always be one person who doesn't like something, so don't let it stop you from doing what you love. Number 3. Canon versus fanon. These are super random, so don't attack me in the comments. This is my first long-form vid, and I'm making stuff up on the spot. For this one I am just going to give examples of characters who are fanon one thing versus canon another. Number 1. I'm going to go with an obvious one, Bassie. In most videos, Bassie is portrayed as someone who hates Coco for absolutely no reason whatsoever and hates her just to hate her. In reality, if you were to look at the old Easter map, in the small room with Ichor everywhere, you can see a note written by Delilah to Arthur. It talks about how Delilah wants to reconsider her because she believes Bassie isn't able to handle the pressure of the position Arthur placed her in. And based on the fact that Coco is very friendly and is loved by every toon, she seems to be the most reasonable replacement as a main tune for Bassie. Also, a small detail I noticed is that the faces of both of their twisteds are pretty similar, and I think this was done on purpose. This might not be related to the lore and is just a design choice, but I found it kinda interesting. Next tune, Shrimpo. I am going to be completely honest with you guys. I absolutely love Fan and Shrimpo. Him being associated with angst and not actually hating people he was just taught to hate by Delilah is so creative. Shrimpo is also my favorite tune, so that might be part of why I love his fan inside. That doesn't change the fact that Shrimpo is probably not like this canon-wise. I don't know much about his actual lore because all of his dialogue is talking about how much he hates something. But I would assume that he only hates and hates and hates, and that there isn't much else to his lore. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. It took a while, so I really appreciate your support. I would like to remind you that this is my first rant video and my first long-form video. So if anyone has any suggestions on how I can make better ones in the future or any corrections to anything stated in this video, please tell me. I would love your feedback. Thank you for watching this to the end. If you haven't already, please like and consider subscribing. I would like to know if you enjoyed this video. Also, if you would like a part 2, tell me in the comments and give me some other topics on Dandy's World to rant about. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.